Crypto moves in seconds. Miss the pump, lose forever. BitProfits never sleeps.
With thousands of members winning daily.
While you hesitate, we profit. Join the elite now.
All right, guys, welcome back to our BitProfits VIP meeting. Today is Friday, January 30th. And man, this month has flown by. This month has really flown by. Yeah, we're gonna start our analysis. We've had a wild ride this week, a lot of movement, a lot of movement to the downside this week. So you guys know we start our TA on Bitcoin. So let's see what we have here. We started the week kind of consolidating in this range between 87 and 90K Bitcoin, right? We can see that we were in this range, right? Starting from Sunday. And then what do we see? This we were in this range, and then Thursday, was that Thursday? Yeah, that was Thursday. Thursday we broke out of it. We had just in this 1 4-hour candle, we broke down through that 87K level, wicked all the way down to 84K. That was the big one. But let me see. I just felt like it was really trappy this week. It was really trappy. Let me move this out the way. Yeah. See, that was a few weeks ago. Let me go to the daily. Yeah, you can see it on the daily here. This was the last couple of days, but we were in this sideways trend here. We're in the sideways trend. Um, and then on Thursday, we just had a big move to the downside on Thursday. I feel like it got a little trappy because you see we had some momentum. You would think like, oh yeah, we're going up. You see this wick here through 88K. We were working up through 88K, 90K. We had touched over 90K. And then what happened? We had a lot of profit taking here. This was on Wednesday, a lot of profit taking, right? Then now I'm gonna go back down to the 4-hour. And then yeah, once that profit taking happened, I mean, look at all the sales coming in. It was just selling off. I don't know if there was some news that came out or I don't know what's going on in the world right now because I'm just looking at technicals, but we just had this massive sell. I mean, that was, yeah, 4.5, let's call it 5% on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin went 5% to the downside, you know what the rest of the crypto market did. It just bled out. But yeah, that was Thursday. And today's Friday. We just kind of been retesting lows. We have this low at 80K. We've been holding this low. I'm gonna mark this one here, this swing low. I'm gonna mark this swing low because this is where buyers stepped in here. Horizontal line. I'm gonna do a solid line. Yeah, I'm gonna do a solid line right there. But why am I doing that? Because that is where buyers stepped in at this price here, this swing low. This price is where buyers stepped in to buy the price up. And now you can kind of see we reclaim this 83, this 84K level. We reclaim that. Now we're kind of trying to flip this we're flipping this resistance as support. So this is a key level to see if we can start picking ourselves up off the mat. Okay. So yeah, we retested this low, has some consolidation. What does consolidations tell us? It just kind of gives us an opportunity to build momentum for the next move. So now you see us on this is a 4-hour, so we're building that momentum. Now we have bust through this 84K. Now we probably will consolidate, build some more momentum, try to make that leg back up. If we cannot pick up the momentum, if buyers cannot pierce through that level, it will reject and we can go back down. So that's what I see on the 4-hour. Let me look at the 1-hour. And yeah, we can kind of see that clearly here. Look at all the touches of this 84K as resistance, right? We had a touch here. We had it wick up there, wick up here, wick up here. So 4 times it tried to like break it. And then it like this candle here, this hourly candle, it pulled back into VWAP. We had VWAP as support. And then it pierced through it, right? So we clearly can see that on the 1-hour. And now you kind of see here it was resistance. It was wicking to it. It was holding as resistance. We couldn't break it until this candle we broke it, right? Now you see it's wicking down and now it's holding at support. So now we need this to hold at support so we can build this momentum, this consolidation. We build that momentum for the next move up or down. So this is a good area to, either take a swing, maybe not a swing, but this is a good area of interest for to take a long is holding at the support. Or if we see volume pick up and it breaks down, you take a short. But this is a good area. I like taking a long here. You can kind of see that it's crashing down. We consolidate it. We flip this resistance and we flip this resistance to support. Now you can take it for a long. Just put a tight stop. You have to do a really tight stop the way this thing has been crashing down. You can see the MA cross here on the hourly signaling a trend change, right? A trend change. Like you can see we had this. Look at this. The last MA cross we had on the hourly was here at 89.4 Bitcoin, 89,400. We had our MA cross. What do you see? Down, 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 down. It never crosses until here, right? So we see our MA cross. We see it break through resistance, flip resistance as support. So I feel comfortable taking this as a long. I mean, is it the best thing to do? I don't know, but given price action, given what we know about price action, it's okay to take this Bitcoin as a long, put a tight stop under this 80 under this level. So if the level is $83,808, I'm putting my stop right there at, let's call it 83,700. I'm putting a tight stop, but that's what I see on Bitcoin. Um, 5 minute, we can jump down on some lower time frames and kind of play it, maybe play the range or whatever. But that's kind of what I see. We have retested some lows. I saw some people calling for 75K Bitcoin. I saw 65K Bitcoin. Could that happen? Of course it could happen. This could be a bear flag. It could come down here, retest this moving average as resistance. It could retest that as resistance, and then if it breaks down that with volume, yeah, it could definitely could be a bear flag. But that's why we stop out, guys. You don't have to take a big loss. You read the price action. You see how oversold we are on the 4 hour. You see we're super oversold, and now we cross up. We 30 cross up on the RSI. So that is a sign of like it's picking up momentum for to go long, right? Um, it could wick down, it could wick through this level, and that's why you stop out for a small loss. You don't give all your gains back or take this massive loss. And that's something we all have to work on. I could sit here and read the price action and tell y'all, like, yeah, the bleeding is stopped, and some of you guys will still blow your accounts. You got to use that stop loss. You have to respect that stop loss and not move it. Obviously, if it's a candle like this, if you don't have your stop, nothing you can do. You know what I mean? Nothing you can do. But when you're trying to play this bounce, man, you can protect yourself and just put in that stop, and try to ride this thing up. Any questions on that? That's Bitcoin. That's the 4 hour and the hour, some of the larger time frames on Bitcoin. Any questions? Any community coins y'all want to look at? I will start by looking at Floki. I've been in some Floki trades. I've been in Floki trades, in and out of Floki trades all week. Let's kind of do the same thing with Floki. And everything, see, why we start with Bitcoin is everything is going to follow Bitcoin's lead. Okay. If the market tanks, if Bitcoin tank 5%, you better believe that the meme coins are going to follow and tank probably even harder. You see, Floki was in this range. Floki was in this range. We broke out with increasing volume. You see volume increasing, right? We broke down through this range. When we see it break down, full body candle with increasing volume, you just go short. Forget trying to play bounces and all that stuff. You just go short. We know this from price action concepts, right? So when it broke out of this range, so far this has been a 8% move to the downside. 8% move to the downside. But what we see now is very similar to Bitcoin. It is now retesting. We have wicked down. We retested some of these lows. We are holding. We broke through this resistance. We are retesting it as support. So on some of these memes, let me go down to the hourly. Yeah. I just like this one. This one is a little harder to play because look at this wick. Look at these wicks. We got a lot of dojis and just a lot of wicks. So this one is really tough to play. It's a lot of indecision. When you see these wicks, it's like it wants to go down, then it gets bought up. So you got to be a really active trader to trade something like this. You can't try to do a swing trade because if you're trading prop, you probably will get stopped out. You probably because let me see this wick from here from this wick up to swing low, it's like 4%. That's a really wide. Your stop would have to be really wide. So this is one you got to actively be on the charts to trade. But yeah, we can kind of see it came here, retested this 3770 level. It's been holding that. That's been the swing low. It's been getting bought up at that level. Even here, it came down here, wick down here, kind of retested that low. And now it is holding the next level. It broke back through this level. We're holding this level as support. If it breaks that with volume, it probably will go back down and retest this. And that might be more high probability. Yeah, that's about a 3% move. So yeah, we've had this is the hourly, last 3 hours has kind of been down. I would just kind of wait to see if this picks up with I want to see a reversal candle, right? I want to see a bullish engulfing candle. If it breaks down through this level, I probably will go short. And we're going into today is Friday. We're going into the weekend. Volume might be low. Yeah, I probably would take this for a short, right? We saw the MA cross here, meaning a trend change. So we had it going down, down, down. Now we started to go up. Now we kind of see this 21 MA is like kind of, it's not pointing up. We can kind of see it coming down. If this breaks down through this level, I probably would just go short here and try to catch this 3% move. You see how clean that is? You see how many times we retested this swing low? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wick down here. 5. I won't even count this one, but 6. We retested this low so many times. So this has been a really strong level on Floki. So that's kind of what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting for confirmation. So when we say waiting for confirmation, what do we mean? We got 10 minutes left for this candle to close. So probably the next candle will be a decisive candle on Floki. I want to see a bullish engulfing candle. So I want the next candle to be green and engulf this candle. Or I want to see a clean break and hold underneath this 38.90 level. If it breaks and holds, I'm going short. That simple. If it breaks and hold, this 21 would start to cross down. We probably would get another MA cross somewhere around here in this region. And I'm going to just try to catch this 3% move to the downside. Let me pull up my calculator really quickly. Obviously, that's really simple math, but 5x leverage times 3% move is about a 15% total move. Now, let's say I have a $100,000 account. $100,000 account. I'm not going to trade the whole $100,000. That wouldn't make sense. But let's just say I'm trading half of that account. I'm trading 50%. So times 0.5. And then let's say I'm trading 50,000 and I'm able to catch a 15% move. 50,000 times 0.15. I just made $7,500. You see how easy that math is, guys. You see how easy that math is. I'm able to calculate exactly how much I'm going to make. I'm not full porting my account. I'm trading half of the account if I'm on the challenge phase. It's okay to be aggressive and try to get it. Well, yeah, that's a clean trade. It's based on price action. I'm not guessing, right? And then I'll put my stop. I have to come in here. I'll probably put my stop at this candle. If I'm trying to go short, if it breaks this, I'll put my stop at the next swing high. You can go here or here, right? Because if it breaks this, hopefully it's not being faked out. Hopefully it continues to go down, but you need to have a stop. So I can just put my stop here at the swing high, and that's my trade idea. Go short, ride it down to this level, or stop out at this level. That's simple. But yeah, it's been really wicky. You see all these wicks. I just don't love all the how wicky it's been over the last few hours. But yeah, that's kind of what I see on Floki. Any trade ideas you guys, any assets you guys want to look at?
You can take a look at Bonk.
All right, let's take a look at Bonk. Let's look at Bonk. We start with the 4 hour. Man, I might need to come in here and adjust my level on Bonk because I don't like to see this. We're on the 4 hour. Obviously, Bonk had the same thing that all the other assets had. We had consolidation. We had consolidation, consolidation. Then what happened? We broke through these levels, right? We broke through the levels. Thursday was just a big day. But Bonk had already been making a move downward. It was in this range. I want to say here. Let me say here. I don't trade Bonk that often, but you can kind of see it was here. It broke through on that candle. It broke through that level. And once it breaks through with a full body candle with increasing volume, you go short, right? So now we see it just continue to crash down. And now at this level, we start to have some consolidation. Notice how it's wicking down, but it's wicking down, but it's closing above that level. So this is some kind of level here. And like I said, I haven't traded block for some time. I'm actually going to go back to the daily and see this. What level is this? 0.0000803. We can kind of see, I might need to adjust it as well, but we can kind of see that it was support here, it was resistance here. There's definitely been a level on Bonk before. Yeah, I can kind of go back in time and just kind of see how the candlesticks have interacted with that level before. But we definitely can see that it's respecting that level. Even wow, when that had that crazy wick before. Wow. It wicked all the way down. But yeah, that's definitely been a level on Bonk before. So it's kind of holding that level. I think Bonk definitely has some more room to go down even here. Let me mark this swing low on Bonk. This swing low here. We'll mark that one. We could see Bonk retrace and go back down to this 740 level here. That's the daily. Let me jump down to the 4 hour because yeah, look how wicky it's been. Wiki is closing. It's really it's at a decision point right now. It's literally right on top of EWAP. It could wick down. We're going into the weekend. The MAs, notice how we have this MA cross and look how far apart these MAs. That's not showing that, oh, it's about to cross. Could it cross? Yeah. We could consolidate here, have a candle, a bearish engulfing candle, and it cross maybe here and start going up. But right now, it's just so far apart. It being far apart, diverging from one another like that, that's a sign of trend continuation. So yeah, and then we're kind of breaking down through this level. See, we're wicking, wicking, wicking. Now, if we close on the 4 hour underneath this level, it's probably going to keep going down. All right. Look at the volume starting to taper off here. So that's what I see on Bonk. Yeah, you see it better on the 1 hour. Breaking and holding underneath this level. It's at it's underneath VWAP right now. It's like right on VWAP underneath it. So I think the next couple hours would be kind of a decision point. See, now we're kind of like bouncing up a little bit, but it's still, but look, we broke down, we break and hold. It might retest it. It might retest it. That's actually your entry for a short. But look at the RSI here. It's flatlining a little bit. We're kind of at 50 RSI. So not really loving the price action on Bonk. I think it's probably got a little bit more room to go down. Um, Kind of sideways on the 5 minute. Yeah, kind of sideways, choppy price action. But that's kind of what I see on Bonk. I'm just kind of going with the trend on the larger time frames. Looks like it's going to be consolidating, but does have some more room to wick down. So definitely would be taking profit. Take profit when you get it on some of these trades because we've been getting really wicky from this. Let me put in my measurement tool here. From this, look at this, 7% on one candle in 1 4 hour time frame. Been getting really wicky. So definitely would be taking profit. Had an MA cross here, kind of slow bleeding down. Just broke support. I just don't love the price action on that one. So, any questions on that?